Rudy Gobert is the odds-on favorite for Defensive Player of the Year this season, but will he be taking home the award for the third time in his career? I'm Madelyn Burke for Sports Illustrated, along with Ben Pickman and Michael Pina. And guys, Gobert has already won this award twice, four-time member of the All-Defensive First Team. Is anyone beating Rudy out for this award, Michael?
No. Gobert is the Defensive Player of the Year. He's the anchor of a top-5 defense. When he plays, the Jazz allow 3 fewer points per 100 possessions than the top-ranked Lakers. And when he sits, they're about league average on that end. Gobert ranks first in defensive real plus-minus. He ranks first in defensive Raptor, which is a catch-all stat that kind of includes tracking data. He's first in defensive win shares. He's grabbed more defensive rebounds than any other player. He's second in blocks. There are 217 players in the league this season who've appeared in at least 30 games while averaging 20 or more minutes. And only 2 of those players have a better defensive rating than Gobert, Alex Caruso and Mike Conley. And Mike Conley plays all of his minutes with Gobert. So if he doesn't win his third Defensive Player of the Year award this season, it would just be a total shock. There's too much data supporting his case.
And we know that Ben Simmons is another name in the conversation who's often mentioned alongside Rudy Gobert. But I'm going to say another honorable mention choice, and I agree Rudy Gobert is the Defensive Player of the Year. But Myles Turner deserves a little bit of recognition in this conversation. He's one of the risers, I think, who we should be mentioning more, right? The 3.5 blocks per game is incredibly impressive. It's a league high. And if you look at Turner's numbers, his odds have changed the most of any candidate, right? At the start of this year, he was a plus 3,300 choice for Defensive Player of the Year. He's around plus 550, plus 575 right now. Huge odd swings from the start of the year to now. And it's because of what he's doing, around the rim and his rim protection, right? You look at it, he's defending shots at around 44% clip. Around the rim within 6 feet, it's around 48%, which is, near the best mark in the league of guys who have played 35 minutes. He's incredibly stout around the rim and very important to what Indiana is doing, on the defensive end of the floor. One of the things that is also interesting about this conversation, though, is that the Defensive Player of the Year award is kind of turning into the NFL MVP award and how quarterbacks always win it. It seems like we're really always talking about centers and big guys, especially because it is a regular season award. We'll see in the postseason how Gobert and a guy like Turner or Clint Capella with the Hawks might fare, but these centers deserve the recognition for the regular season and their stout performances, and that's why I would go with Gobert and someone like Turner or Capella, over Ben Simmons in this award.
Yeah, I think Turner was my early season pick, and I think that he has continued to thrive on the defensive end, blocking shots at a league-leading clip. That's very impressive. But to Ben Simmons' point earlier this week, he went on the jump and said, hey, Gobert, yeah, he's a dominant rim protector, but he's not guarding everyone. He's a presence in the paint, but he's not guarding 1 through 5. And Ben Simmons pointed out when Gobert was on Simmons, Simmons dropped 42. And Ben Simmons is not a guy who drops 42 points on a regular occasion. He is not a shooter. So if you're saying Defensive Player of the Paint, that is absolutely Rudy Gobert. And I think that that's what this award has evolved to become, is that big man, that big presence. But the way Simmons has been able to lock down talent like Luka Doncic consistently, but also what he was able to do in Joel Embiid's absence, keeping this Philly team afloat, in large part due to the defensive side of the ball and what he was doing. Also, not to mention, this man is a thief, averaging 1.6 steals a game. That's about 5th in the association, I want to say. I don't think he's going to win it. I think it's very fair that Ben Simmons is in the conversation. I think that this is Rudy Gobert's award to win, but Ben Simmons deserves a little bit more than an honorable mention here.